Ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Let me wish you also a very happy September the 1st, 2021. Appreciate you all tuning in. I'm Chris Phillips, just the Daily Crow, live here on a Wednesday, taking your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. You can call that number, text that number. I want to hear from you all, taking your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. I see Chase Youngblood, Sean O'Brien, Doc Graybeard, Todd Smith, Luke RJ, Brian Dean, Hunter Herlong. What's going on, y'all? Appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much. Also, guys, if you are in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to TDC Questions, the TDC Questions channel, to be sure that your questions are answered. Brendan M. in the TDC Questions channel says only 79 more hours until kickoff. Yes, we sit now just 3 days away from a Carolina kickoff as the Shane Beamer era begins in Columbia, South Carolina. Guys, we got a lot to get into. Before we get into everything, though, I do want to tell you about our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Guys, they're young but experienced and aggressive attorneys. They're both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies but switching sides. They both worked at larger law firms where they've represented hundreds of clients at a time. And guys, they both left to start their own law firm because they understand you're not just a line item, you're not just a number, you're a real human being, and you should be treated as such. They're a small boutique law firm that treats their clients like family. Guys, they're going to know who you are and treat you like a client and not a number. They handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Guys, do not try to take on the insurance company yourself. You've been involved in any type of accident, no matter what it is, the last thing that you should be worried about is dealing with paperwork and taking on the insurance company. Let the experts over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm handle it for you, guys. They use the latest technology to make representation efficient yet effective. Again, let them take care of everything for you. You don't even pay them unless they recover money for you. Rami's in Columbia. Curtis is in Charleston. They handle cases statewide. They also offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. Guys, give them a call today in Columbia, 803-973-0304, or in their Somerville location, 843-388-3368. Or, of course, guys, their one-stop shop, their website, dsinjurylaw.com. That is dsinjurylaw.com for more information. Again, guys, it's our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. What's going on, guys? 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Sean O'Brien says the new Gamecocks paint job on the Bojangles outside the stadium looks badass. I have not seen it. What did they do to it? I'll have to drive by there today. I actually heard about that. I thought I saw something on social media. I was like, what are they talking about? Now you're saying it, Sean. What is the paint job? I don't think I've seen that. I know I haven't seen it. Let's see. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. Sorry, I just got a DM. 3 days, spot the damn ball. Spot the damn ball indeed, guys. Like I said, taking your questions, your comments, your calls. Brian Dean says it's a 100% chance of sandstorming on Saturday night. Brian Dean, the best Gamecock show going today, hosted by Chris Phillips. Brian, I appreciate the love, man. Thank you. Todd Smith, again, everybody in here, appreciate you all. I want to start today by showing off a couple pieces, by the way. My good friend Rod Trafford. Who remembers Rod Trafford? Caught the game-winning touchdown in the Gamecocks' 37-36 win over the Alabama Crimson Tide all the way back in 2001, by the way. Rod, a great Gamecock, great dude, friend of the show. I've had him on the show before. He actually sent me a couple of really, really dope pieces to add to the studio that I want to show off to y'all. You ready? I want to show you guys these pieces really quick. The first one we have is a spring football guide, 1998 spring football guide. You got guys like Jermel Kelly, Steve Florio, Arturo Freeman, Boo Williams, John Abraham, and Jamar Nesbitt on this bad boy. So your full spring guide, pretty cool stuff. Right? Got full roster, everything. Really, really cool. How about this one? How about your official game day program for the Outback Bowl? And this is the New Year's Day 2002 The O2 Outback Bowl. How about that? Game day program for the Outback Bowl in 2002. How about this? There's a picture in here of, where'd it go? Here it is. Look at this. Phil Petty. Friend of the show, Phil Petty. What a picture that is, right? So that's pretty cool. How about this? A ticket stub from the O2 Outback Bowl. Really, really cool. Again, Rod Trafford sending this over. Rod also sending a little photo here from the O2 Outback Bowl, right? Very cool. With, I don't think Coach Holtz is in this one. I think that's the tight ends right there. I'm going to save my favorite piece for last, by the way. How about another program from South Carolina, Florida? Who remembers this matchup? At Willie B. Now, we got beat pretty badly, but still a pretty cool night. November 2001, South Carolina, Florida game day program. How about that? South Carolina, Florida. You got Willie Offord, Laurel Johnson, and Andre Goodman on the front of this bad boy. So, and I didn't even realize we have pictures in here. Oh, wow. Whoops. We've also got pictures inside of this game day program. Let's set this down. We've got pictures. How about Rod Trafford and Lou Holtz? Very cool. If I can get it out of the freaking glare of the ring light. Very cool there. Very cool stuff. And another one, a smaller version. Really cool. I'm not done yet, by the way. We still got more. I'm saving some of the coolest pieces for last. Here's a really cool photo. I appreciate Rod sending this. Rod grinning from ear to ear. How about this picture? How about that? The tight ends. How about that? What a picture that is with Holtz on the side. Love to see that. This is an incredible photo, by the way. I like that. Now, here's something really, really cool. Again, we lost the game, so there's a little bit of bittersweet to it. We did get killed in the game, but this is really, really cool. The state newspaper from the South Carolina, Florida game 2001. How about that? And we got destroyed in this game. It was remember, this was the blackout. Remember that? November 2001. This was the blackout. We got absolutely killed in this game. we got killed in this game. But this is a cool picture. That's a cool paper. And lastly, but certainly not least, my favorite piece, I have to say. My favorite piece, again, Rod Trafford sending me pieces over for the studio. Truly appreciate Rod sending it over. My favorite piece is this. You ready? You ready? 3, 2, 1. The Lou Holtz face. The Lou Holtz face in the back. Look at the back. I'm a Lou fan. Go Gamecocks. How about that? Lou on a stick. Who doesn't want Lou on a stick? I mean, I feel like this needs to go up here somewhere, right? Like, we ought to put this somewhere up here. Lou on a stick. So this is cool. This is probably going to be coming with me to some different events and all that. This is a funny piece. I really appreciate this. This is hilarious. So I am Lou Holtz. No, really, really good stuff. Again, Rod Trafford, former Gamecocks tight end, like I said, just sending some stuff over. Sending some stuff over for the studio. Truly appreciate Rod. Rod, a friend of the show, and definitely a guy that we will have back on the show very, very, very soon. But again, appreciate Rod Trafford. Yeah, Lou on a stick. I'm thinking about rearranging the background a little bit. I like the books. I like the setup we have is very nice. But, I'm someone that I don't like to change for just the sake of change. But I do like to evolve and enhance and continue to improve things. So who knows? One of these days, very soon, holy smokes, Brack. Dude, how about Brack with the super chat? Thank you, Brack. Holy smokes. Have a day, Brack. Thank you, man. Thank you. Sincerely, Brack. Thank you. I appreciate it. I truly do appreciate it, Brack. Thank you so much. But yeah, so you might be seeing the background get enhanced a little bit. We've got Lou on a stick. We got all kinds of other stuff as well. My hair doesn't know what it wants to do today. I don't know. I was at the Million Cups event, and I didn't wear a hat, so I was like, I'll go no hat today on the Daily Crow. But whatever, is what it is. Anyways, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. We are talking Gamecocks here on the Daily Crow, but I wanted to show off that really, really cool stuff. Again, appreciate my guy Rod Trapp for some really cool stuff at the studio. But again, would love to continue to chat with you guys about, I'm sure there's still takes on this guy right here, Zeb Noland. him starting at quarterback for South Carolina. What are your overall thoughts? And I will tell you this, for those of you who tuned in to the podcast already, you already know this. You already know. Today's show is not for the faint of heart. It's not. You know, you could call today Wham Wham Wednesday because I'm hurting some feelings today. You know what it is, man? I am just sick and tired of, and KG True Player again with the super chat. Thank you, KG. Appreciate you, KG. Thank you, sincerely, KG. I appreciate that. Thank you, KG True Player. But I am sick and tired of seeing people comment Colin Hill 2.0. Listen, a lot of people think I'm only going to talk about the coach if I want the coach fired, right? They think I'm only going to be passionate about a coach if it's in a negative way. And I've told you guys since the jump, whether it was about my takes on Will Muschamp, whether it was about my takes on Jake Bentley, I said, yes, I'm going to be critical. I will be the first one to be critical. I'll be the first one to question decisions. Sean O'Brien, the super chats are raining in on a Wednesday. First day of September got people feeling very frisky. I love it. I appreciate you, Sean O'Brien. Thank you. But I'm the first one to be critical. But in turn, also, I will be the same one. I might be harsh and critical on our quarterback, but I'll be the first one to lead his Heisman campaign. I'll be the first one to put it on a T-shirt, Luke Dodie for Heisman, whatever. And I'm going to be the first one in this situation to defend Shane Beamer. Because what blows my mind is this, guys. For the majority, and if you didn't want Shane Beamer as your head coach, then I guess this doesn't apply to you. But for the majority, Gamecock fans, they wanted Shane Beamer as head coach. You guys wanted Shane Beamer, okay? So when Shane Beamer makes a decision, you have to trust it right now. There were reasons to be skeptical of Will Muschamp from the second he got here. He had failed elsewhere. There were reasons to doubt his decision-making offensively. He had failed offensively before. Shane Beamer has none of that. Okay? So, listen, I know the situation right now is wacky. We all understand that. I went on record and said I thought Zeb Nolan would never see the field for South Carolina. I did. I said that. I own that. I said that. And that's what most of us thought. But to see the fans and hear the fans commenting and crying over Colin Hill 2.0, well, Shane Beamer's just Muschamp 2.0. And first things first, I'm not here to defend Will Muschamp. I mean, we all know how I felt about Will Muschamp. But one of the comments that always baffled me, guys, as incompetent a coach, and I literally get on Twitter and I see it right now. As incompetent as I think Will Muschamp was as a coach, and even Mike Bobo to a degree, I tweeted this last night. I said, many of the people complaining about Zeb Nolan being starter for week 1 are the same ones still butthurt about what happened under center last year. Get over it. Ryan Helinski, in all caps, lost his job to Colin Hill. It's time to trade in your Helinski jersey for a Beamer Ball t-shirt. I just literally on Twitter had somebody reply, never had a fair shot. Colin was Bobo's guy. Don't be so oblivious to that. Guys, listen. I think Muschamp was a shit bum. He's not a good head coach. We all agree. But these are paid professionals. They wake up every day and go to the facility and are paid to coach a football team. And they're not oblivious to what's going on. They see and hear what I say. They see and hear what you say. They're in tune to what social media is saying. They're in tune to what fan base thinks. So Will Muschamp knew his job was on the line, right? He knew he was on a little bit of a warm seat at minimum going into last year. So what you're telling me is this. Will Muschamp, who's paid millions of dollars to do a job, and Mike Bobo, who's also paid millions of dollars. These men who are paid millions of dollars to do a job, that they played favorites in deciding who was going to be the quarterback, knowing their jobs are going to be on the line if they lose, if they don't win games. They played favorites when they picked the quarterback last year. Now, this is a conversation we need to have. I have beat around the bush long enough. Okay. I've beat around the bush long enough. You're telling me they played favorites. You're telling me Shane Beamer in some way is playing favorites over, or you think it's Colin Hill 2.0 when he picks Zeb Nolan instead of Brown or Gauthier. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me right now that these coaches this is their livelihood, they're paid to do this, and it's a results-oriented business. You're telling me Ryan Helinski gave him a better chance to win than Colin Hill, but for whatever reason, they just liked Colin Hill more, so they gave him the starting nod. That's what you're telling me. Guys, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't compute. It doesn't compute. The fact of the matter is this. Ryan Helinski lost his job to Colin Hill. You can either accept that. Hey, this kind of reminds me, again, I'm making myself sound like a kid, but this reminds me of the conversation Jack Sparrow has with, oh my God, what's Will Turner. Jack Sparrow has with Will Turner. When Jack Sparrow is telling Will Turner, your father was a pirate. Your father was a pirate. And he doesn't want to believe him. He's like, your father was a pirate. He was a scallywag. Father was a pirate. He can't accept it. And he says, you can either accept the fact or you can't. You can either accept the fact or you cannot. Doesn't change the fact. The fact of the matter is Colin Hill beat out Ryan Helinski for the starting quarterback job fair and square. Ryan Helinski didn't do what he needed to do on or off the field to be this football team's starting quarterback. And I don't want to get in all the details and the nitty-gritty because you know what? Personal stuff's really not our business. It's not. It's not. But again, and that's okay. Some fans will never come to grips with that. They will never accept it. But these two situations, guys, they're totally different. Luke Dodie's QB1. Zeb Noland never puts on a jersey. Never puts on a jersey if Luke Dodie doesn't get hurt. That's a fact. So this is a situation where Zeb Noland is filling in, right? He is the best of what's available with Luke Dodie out. And Luke Dodie's only going to be out a week, right? Only going to be out a week. He'll be back for ECU. Last year's situation, Ryan Helinski was your starting quarterback. He was QB1. And he lost his job. Lost it. He let a guy that had 17 freaking ACL surgeries come in. Take it. Take it from him. The situations are there's no comparison. None. Let's jump to the phone line. This should be really interesting. John, what's up, man? How are you?
Just wanted to this whole thing with the quarterback situation. People, I agree with you. People need to get over what happened last year because, like you said, Ryan Helinski did not do what he did on and off the field to win the job last year. And, for me last year, when he, didn't win the job, was it disappointing? I was mad last year that he didn't win the job because I thought he was the guy. But, the more you think about it, it's he didn't win the job last year because he just didn't do what he needed to. And what sucks, because he's a great kid and all. And I hate to say this, I'm probably going to make people mad, but people need to get over it. There's nothing you can do about it now. Helinski's not at the school anymore, and, nothing you can do about last year. Last year's done.
Right. Yeah, I'd like people to separate the two situations. I understand Gamecock fans have PTSD and there's trauma and people, but I mean, again, it's a totally different situation. Luke Dodie's going to return, and I mean, again, I am not saying I will not criticize and critique Shane Beamer. Shane Beamer's not exempt from it. He's a college football head coach, just like the rest. If he makes a bad decision, Gamecock Nation will let him know. Bottom line, they will, right? But Shane Beamer has done – I'm just an innocent till proven guilty, and Shane Beamer has done nothing to me for me to say I shouldn't trust the guy. I saw somebody on Twitter, trust is earned, not given. So basically what you're saying is he's guilty till proven innocent in your mind. And I don't know. I don't operate that way. I really just don't operate that way. So.
Yeah,
I'm riding with Shane Beamer until he proves me otherwise.
Me too.
Will Muschamp, it was totally different because, God, he had butchered it before. You know?
Yeah. We should seen this whole Muschamp, thing coming because, like I remember when we hired Muschamp, I was willing to give the guy a second chance because I thought he would have learned something, coming from Florida. Because Florida was his first head coaching job. And then coming to South Carolina being a head coach for a second time. And honestly, like I've told people this, after the second year when we beat Michigan, or was the second or third year, when we beat Michigan, I thought we were going towards Muschamp, and then like the last 2.5 years under him, it was just like got worse.
Right.
And like, why do we think, like I probably said this before, why do we think a guy who couldn't win at Florida was like 4 games over 500 at Florida? Why do we think he could win at Florida looking back on it? Yeah, he couldn't win at Florida. Why do we think he could win with us?
For sure.
That's just, it's just,
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
People get over it. He's not with us anymore, and it shows you something. He can't win the job at another school.
That's a very good point, my friend. That is a very, very good point. That is a very good point.
He wins the job. He got a former Gamecock got beat out by a former Tiger.
Yeah. Pretty sad. Pretty sad.
Yeah. I had to get that off and like I said, people need to get over it last year.
No, I agree. Great. No, great stuff, John, as always. I appreciate you calling in, my friend.
All right.
Take care, man. Thanks. Great stuff, guys. 843-790-3377. Guys, I will tell you, Marcus Satterfield is speaking to the media, and they're streaming it on Twitter. Do we want to watch this, or would we rather just roll with a normal show? I don't care. We can cut it on if you guys want. Again, it's streaming on Twitter right now. I don't think it's actually on YouTube as well. Do we want to watch this or no? I don't care. I'll take questions. I don't think Marcus Satterfield's going to say anything mind-blowing. All right, we'll watch it. The hell with it. Whatever. We'll watch it. Cool. Let me make sure. Okay. What did I not? Oh, I know what I did. I didn't share the audio yesterday. We'll see what he's got to say.
Going to allow you to get, like Coach says, or like we say,
we'll watch a few minutes
your rep
of
is your
this.
rep.
Oh, whoops.
What did you see from Eastern Illinois in the film that you were able to watch from them week 0?
From their previous game?
The Indians game.
You can tell just from the last season, their 6-game schedule last season to this season, you can see they've gotten, a little bit, they've gotten their size. Their offseason must have been good. Their linebackers, I feel like, have gotten a little bit quicker, playing with great instinct. Their schemes, a very good scheme, very sound scheme. They're going to make you earn everything. And they're disciplined to doing that. They'll let you throw, 5 or 6 hitches down the field, but they're banking on us getting, offensive coordinators. We that's not flashy enough, so they're banking on us to go off schedule and not just keep doing that and beat ourselves. So we got to be patient and take what they give us, and they're going to be a formidable opponent for sure.
I guess, what does a successful day for you on Saturday look like in terms of what you want to learn, what you want to see from this offense?
Just for the last 2 weeks, just play clean football. Like, limit the mental errors. We understand there's going to be some there with some guys that have never played before, but we want to play clean football. No administrative penalties, not beating ourselves, just going out there and executing the plays that are called and playing as hard as they can, playing with great effort and being very competitive each and every play and being very physical. And if we can come out of the game doing that, whether you score 1 point, 10 point, 20 point, whatever it is, we'll be satisfied.
Said, I'm sure that there's some things that Jason does really well, some things that Zeb does really well. How much does that influence you as a play caller to say, let's put in this package for this guy because that's what he can really do, and not so much this guy?
They're both very similar as far as, the physical attributes of what they can do. So that helps. You don't have to have a bunch of different plays for each guy. But there is a play style with each one of them that, once Zeb's in the game, we'll play, probably in this more mindset. And then when JB goes in the game, it may change just a little bit, but not much.
What do you feel like that you'll see out of the offensive line this week, and what do you hope that you see as well?
Physicality. They are the bell cow of our offense right now. As they go, we go. So, we've challenged them to be the leaders of the offense. So hopefully they come out and they play with an edge. They play with physicality. They protect our quarterbacks, and they allow those good running backs we have to do their thing. But they've had a really good couple weeks of just preparation, and then carrying that over today to our third down periods in practice. I'm really excited to go out and watch them play.
Seth, is there a general rule from offensive coordinators on what an explosive play is? Is it a pass of X amount of yards, rush of this, or is it different from offensive coordinator to offensive coordinator?
It varies from what each team's philosophy is. In the NFL, they do the toxic differential, and every play is 20 yards. So every run, it's a run or pass, 20 yards, that's an explosive play. Different places have different thoughts on it. Us here.
All right, we're gonna rock with the show. If you guys want to go watch that, you're more than welcome to. We'll have full quotes posted from it, but I don't think Marcus Satterfield's gonna say anything earth-shattering in that presser. I'd rather talk to you guys during this time. Again, we spent the entire day yesterday watching Beamer's presser, so I'd rather take your questions, your comments, your calls. I hope that's okay with you guys. Again, if you want to go watch that, be my guest. You can go ahead. I can read the quotes later. I know that might sound crazy to you all, but I really don't just want to sit here and watch Marcus Satterfield give these pre-canned coach answers, which is fine. But I'd rather chat with you guys here. So, again, 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. Again, just back to the point I was getting to earlier. Yes, the Zeb Nolan situation is very, very interesting. It's very weird. It's not what we expected. And I told you guys, it's the quarterback competition, the quarterback battle that none of us asked for, if you will. But Zeb Nolan is getting the nod because he is a guy that has actually played Power 5 football. That's a huge deal. That's a huge deal, man. It's just, that's what it comes down to. Jacob Edwards saying we do need to recognize that a superior player can be a backup purely because another player knows the system better. Not saying Helinski was better than Hill, but it is common to see that at the quarterback position. Well, the reason is because that's a huge part of playing quarterback. I mean, dude, if you guys really listened, to Shane Beamer yesterday, and even what Marcus Satterfield said early in that presser, I mean, those guys said Zeb Nolan runs the offense better than anyone, right? Runs the offense. I mean, we're talking about these other guys must have had problems even getting people lined up and knowing protections and knowing the plays. Guys, if you can't do that, you cannot play. You cannot play. You can't. So, I mean, hey, Colton Gauthier is a true freshman. And I'm not trying to make assumptions about these guys, but if Colton Gauthier can only run 30% of the playbook because he's a true freshman and hasn't learned it all yet and can't get the verbiage down, how can you start him? And that's the other thing, too, guys. Like I said, getting worked up over this is kind of silly because they're all going to play. Every one of them's going to play. It's an empty the bench type of game. It's a name your score type of game. So, again, has it been a really fun storyline and been great for content going into the weekend? Sure it has. But I really believe at the end of the 2021 season, when we look back, it's going to be a footnote. It's truly going to be man, remember when Zeb Nolan started game one? Wasn't that funny? Wasn't that weird? But Zeb Nolan's not going to be starting quarterback for this year. This is Luke Dodie's football team. This is his team. Bottom line. Luke Dodie's not going to lose his job because of an injury. Now, the next fun thing that's going to come out of this is if Zeb Nolan goes out there Saturday and throws for 300 yards, well, every time Luke Dodie throws an incompletion, put Zeb in. Put Zeb Nolan in. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. That'll be something else to deal with. But if you think about it critically, guys, why they're starting Zeb Nolan, it makes sense. It makes sense. Guy with Power 5 experience, can run the offense, can hand the ball off to your great backs. And I saw somebody on Instagram saying, well, why not start Colton Gauthier? Develop your young talent. They're going to play him. But think about it, guys. Shane Beamer, his debut as Gamecocks head coach and his debut as a head coach, period. You think he selfishly doesn't want to have a really fun night and win big? Of course he does. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he want to win big? Yeah. So he wants to play the guy to start out who's going to be the smooth operator, who's going to take the keys, not crash the car. Just run this thing smooth operation. We're going down the field. We're scoring. We're getting a lead. We're building early momentum. The last thing you want is to start a kid who's going to piss down his leg and who's not going to know where to go with the ball, doesn't know the protections, and maybe he puts it on the ground. Maybe he throws a pick. That's not what you want. That's not what you want. So I think that's why they're going with Zeb Nolan. But again, it really just comes back to, again, you guys wanted Shane Beamer as your head coach. Did you not? I guess if you didn't, that's a totally different conversation. But you wanted Shane Beamer as your head coach. Now you got to trust him. Now you got to let him work. This isn't like Will Muschamp, where he had a previous track record of losing. That's not what this is. Shane Beamer's never been a head coach. There's not, you know what I mean? Like, I have no reason to doubt Shane Beamer. It's just a wait and see type of thing. So let's jump over to the TDC questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discord, guys. I apologize if you've been here, been leaving your questions. I've been kind of rambling. Phil says, daily weather for New Hampshire, 72 degrees and cloudy. I'm having vegan Taco Bell for lunch. For everyone that's wondering. Very good, Phil. Brack says, I haven't listened to the episode, just sat down on my desk. I'm not worried about Zeb at all. The man has more experience than any quarterback on the roster. I don't think he's as good as Dodie will be, but out of everyone else, he has the experience. Something against Alinsky, but he just lost out to the guy from Clemson at Northwestern. That's just facts. Keith Malsberger says, what does it say about our quarterback room when an assistant is our game one starter and number 2 behind Dodie? Well, Keith, again, I would challenge that question with, I mean, what did you think about our quarterback room before this happened? Did you think like it was a really deep room? I mean, it was Luke Dodie and then an FCS transfer and a true freshman, Keith. I mean, I don't feel any differently than I felt about the quarterback room before Dodie's injury. And that's why, you know, I know Beamer, again, I respected the whole doom and gloom and don't have that type of deal. And, you know, it almost felt like he was speaking to me a little bit because I said, hey, the Gamecocks' bowl hopes hinge on Dodie's health. And again, I loved, you know, Beamer's approach of, oh, you know, we're not just one guy. But, dude, if Luke Dodie went out for the season and you just had Jason Brown and Colton Gothard to lean on, yeah, that changes the outlook of the season just a little bit. And that goes for basically every team in college football. That's going to change the outlook. So I didn't ever think the quarterback room was like some deep room. I think where fans messed up or have messed up is they saw Jason Brown throw 2 passes in the spring game and thought, man, this guy's a legit player. He's a stud. That's where fans screwed up. I like Jason Brown, but he's an FCS quarterback. That's what he is. That's why he went to that level. He's an FCS quarterback. And then Colton Gauthier is a true freshman. So, I mean, I don't think any differently about the quarterback room than I thought about before. I mean, hell, I graded the Gamecocks quarterbacks, I think, like a C. I didn't grade them that high. That's with Luke Dodie. Bro, if you're grading that quarterback room without Luke Dodie, it's like a D-. It's facts. Somebody asked Jacob Ray, how do you join the Discord? It's in the Big Cock Club, the Big Cock Club Discord. If you go to patreon.com/Big Cock Club, or if you go to any of our social media and click the Linktree link, you'll see the Big Cock Club link. So when you join the Big Cock Club, you get access to the exclusive Discord. Brack says, right on, Key. That's what I mean. Trust me way more than I ever did the other coaching staff. T-Null28 says, the funny thing about this is Mike Bobo didn't want Colin or Ryan. He wanted Luke after week 2. Champ wouldn't allow it. Exactly, T-Null. Exactly. For those who have listened to me at all, that is the case. Phil says, sounds like Sat has read the Bill Belichick book titled Make Your Shitbird Opponent Sound Like a Good Team. Keith also said, I thought it was weak beyond Dodie, but thought Colton would show more. I mean, he's a true freshman, man. I mean, he's a true freshman. He's a true freshman. So I didn't expect a ton. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. We do have a couple texts. Or we have one text. It says, does Zeb stay as the backup quarterback when Dodie is back, or does he go back to being a GA? That's a great question. And I mean, I've got to think, man, that if they put Zeb out there and he beat out them other two guys, I mean, you got to think, man, Luke Dodie's a mobile quarterback. I mean, fingers crossed, knock on wood, doesn't happen, but he could get banged up again. It will be interesting to see how that's handled. It'll be interesting to see how that's handled. I'll say that. But I think he probably stays on the roster, to be honest. I know it sounds crazy. It feels crazy to me. Yeah, I think he stays on the roster. So, Bad Brad 757 in the TDC Questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discourse, is excited to try and get out to 10 Roof for the show tonight. Yes, 10 Roof. If not tonight, I'll definitely make it out next Wednesday. Bad Brad, thank you so much. Yeah, guys, 10 Roof tonight, 5 to 7. In case you missed that, 10 Roof tonight, 5 to 7. By the way, guys, quick announcement. Have not posted the graphics yet, but for those in here, I do want to tell you some very, very exciting news. So we have officially locked in our watch parties for the East Carolina and Georgia games. In case you missed it, we are doing watch parties at Carolina Ale House locations across the state of South Carolina all season long. Saturday, September the 11th, that is the East Carolina game, noon kickoff. We will be at the Carolina Ale House location in downtown Greenville. Very excited to go to the upstate, put on a great event for all Gamecock fans in the upstate. We will watch that game at the Carolina Ale House location in downtown Greenville. Georgia game, September the 18th, right? Georgia game, 7 o'clock kickoff. September the 18th, watch party from the Harbison location here in Columbia, the Harbison Carolina Ale House. So those two are set. They are locked in. I'm currently getting the graphics made right now. We'll probably start promoting tomorrow. So again, would love to see a bunch of upstate Gamecocks for the downtown Greenville watch party. And then the following weekend for the Georgia game, of course, a huge game. Would love to see a bunch of Gamecocks locally come out to the Harbison location in Columbia, South Carolina. Really excited for that. But yes, 10 Roof tonight, 5 to 7. Got a hell of a show upcoming. Whoops. Andy Boyd will be joining me. Former Gamecocks tight end. Really, really excited about that. So looking forward to it. Jimmy Medeo, is there a Little Cock Club? No. No. If there is, I'm not the CEO of it. We'll put it that way. Let's see. Brandon Wagner longing for the days when Dylan Thompson was back there. Let's see. Luke RJ, I think we need to wait and see what JB does this Saturday before we completely write him off. Beamer said he'll play early and a lot, and he steps up in big situations. Luke, I'm not necessarily writing Jason Brown off, but I don't understand why people have such high expectations of this guy. And it's no knock on him, but guys, there's not a quarterback competition. There's not. Luke Dodie's QB1. For the love of God, there's not a competition, guys. I mean, again, Jason Brown made 2 throws in the spring game that just people have gone crazy over it. I mean, I just don't get it. Again, I hope Jason Brown balls out, but nothing that happens under center this weekend matters for the starting job. It's Luke Dodie's. Luke Dodie is the starter. He's QB1. That's it. Zeb for Heisman, yes. Don't sleep on Zeb. Adam Madison thought you would have made the trip to Athens. Well, Adam, I had an opportunity with Carolina Ale House to do watch parties at their locations, and it just made sense business-wise, and I took advantage of the opportunity. So we're doing that for every single road game this season. And I'll be honest with you, Adam, there's a part of me certainly that would love to go to the road games, but if I can do something great for business and put on an event, I'd rather do that. I'll be totally honest with you, Adam. I'll be totally honest with you. So Brian Bennett says, we're acting like this is a national game. It's one freaking game against EIU. Let's get to 1-0 with Zeb, and I think we should see quarterback by committee for this win. I expect Beamer to have a Spurrier approach, heavy on the quarterback situation. Yeah, I mean, listen, everybody's going to play. Like I said, everybody's going to play. Elvis DMD says, see you in Greenville. Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to those. I'm looking forward to it. Tyler Noel, you're going to do the watch-alongs for the away games or just the pregame shows? I'm figuring out what I'm going to do. I think the live stream watch-along is a fantastic idea. I think that content is golden. So just stay tuned, but I think there will be a live stream watch-along in some capacity, yes. Let's see. Joseph, exactly. My fellow South Carolina fans who are acting like Jason Brown is some amazing beast of a quarterback make me so annoyed. Miller Time 6289. I'm still not sold on Dodie. And that's totally fine, Miller Time. He's got a lot to prove. Bottom line, questions are all over the place with him as well. But he is the best option on the roster. They're all unproven, man. They're all unproven. So, Taylor Novinger, no, I will not be going to any away games. Again, we're doing the watch parties at Carolina Ale House locations for every single away game. Every single away game. So, Jimmy Mendia, let me know when you want to do a watch party in Dirtle. Have the whole upstairs. Yeah, I mean, they've got a location there as well, so we'll probably be heading out that way at some point. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Let's jump to the phone lines here real quick. Hey, yo, Justin, what's going on, man? How are you?
Not much. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you calling in. What's up?
Hey, Chris, I was shocked yesterday that I can't believe Seth knows the stuff. It is what it is. What can you do?
Listen, Luke Dodie's out with an injury. I mean, I would just say this. I mean, it's the entire story, the entire situation is crazy. There's no question. But again, for those of us who have been following Gamecocks football closely for the last couple of weeks, I don't think any of us are surprised by this. Like, all signs were pointing to Zeb Nolan. If you listened to what Shane Beamer was saying, it all pointed to Zeb Nolan being the starter. So, yes, I'm like, if you'd have told me like this was going to happen at the start of fall camp, I would have said you were crazy. But now, I would have been shocked if somebody other than Zeb Nolan was named the starter. So, and again, it's made for a really fun and interesting storyline, and it's made for great banter. And, I guess as someone that makes content around South Carolina, I shouldn't be complaining because, God, it's made for some wild content. But it really, everybody's going to play. I mean, it's going to be a non-story after week one. I think where people got so worked up and so upset, and I was very clear on social media to say, by the way, Zeb Nolan has been named the starter for week one. I did not say Zeb Nolan has been named quarterback one because Luke Dodie is QB1. So I think after week one, I'm telling you, man, when we look back at the end of the season, I truly think it's going to be a footnote. I think we're going to look back and say, remember when Zeb Nolan started week one? Wasn't that weird? But as far as I think people are freaking out because they're like, oh my God, Zeb Nolan's going to be the starter the entire year. It's like, are you forgetting that Luke Dodie exists? If we were playing North Carolina, Justin, or Georgia, or Tennessee, Luke Dodie would be playing. He would be playing. But we're not. We're playing a team we're favored by 6 touchdowns against. That's it. So, and like I said, the banter's great. It's cool. So I feel like I shouldn't be complaining, but you really start to lose me when you start trying to compare like Colin Hill 2.0 and try to slander Shane Beamer's name in any way. Like Zeb Nolan, Jason Brown, Colton Gauthier, Connor Jordan, they're all going to see the field. Doesn't matter who starts. Doesn't even matter. So they looked at the quarterback room. They said, okay, Luke Dodie is going to be out week one. It's probably best he doesn't play week one. We got a bunch of guys in the room that have no Power 5 experience. One of them's played at FCS. The other one's never played in a college game, and the other one is a walk-on. Well, we've got this other guy that he actually has played in a Power 5 game. He's been a starting quarterback at this level. Hell, he knows the offense. I mean, I know it's a wacky situation, and that's why I try to tell Carolina fans. That's why I've tried to tell fans, like, buckle up for year one of Shane Beamer, because it's going to be a wacky year. He's plugging and playing all these pieces just trying to get the 6 wins. It's going to be a little bit of a strange season. Tends to happen in year one of a new regime, a new era. But just buckle up and be along for the ride. So, again, we're all getting worked up, I feel like, over nothing at the end of the day. Nothing. So.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Chris. And Chris, the thing about this is, look. This is not shaping you as people. He's got to get old people guys. So he got, Chris, he got what he got. You know.
Yeah, you got to work what you got. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's, call it for what it is. There are issues on this roster. The only way they'll be fixed is in recruiting. The guys that are going to make the plays, that are going to be some of your favorite Gamecocks, that are going to take South Carolina back to the heights they were at, they're not on the roster yet. They're not on the roster yet. So you got to do what you can with the guys you have currently. And I'm not trying to slam those guys, but you can't preach to me one day that recruiting's so important and then preach to me the next that, oh, we can just win with anybody. No, you got to have good players. Steve Spurrier was a great coach, but he didn't start winning big at Carolina until he got some big-time football players. You got to have those guys. That's not to say, again, you can't go have a really successful year one and go to a bowl game this year. Not saying that. But you also, I think it's healthy as fans to understand what you are up against. Okay? So he's got to go get his guys. You're right. He's got to go get his players, and he's going to do that. And it's going to take time. It's going to take years. It's going to take multiple recruiting classes to do that. And that's okay. Like I said, buckle up and be along for the ride.
Yeah, I agree, Chris. And Chris, the thing about Steve Spurrier, when he came to South Carolina 2005, he had to work with the horse people, because the time he got South Carolina, he had no powerful weapons,
Yeah, no, he had to go recruit also. He had to work with Lou Holtz's players, and I mean, he did a hell of a job with them. I mean, there were talent on those Holtz teams. He did a hell of a job with them, no question. No question. I mean, hell, they beat Florida, they beat Tennessee in that first year. Had a hell of a year. Dude, I'd sign up for that type of year with Beamer this year in a heartbeat. But I think the roster was left in a lot worse spot than certainly what he inherited. And it was left in a lot worse spot than than Muschamp inherited. So, I mean, Muschamp damn near left the program in ruins, man. There's a reason. Listen, I know we love all our Gamecocks, and we're happy they chose us. There's a reason we had to take 13 transfers or whatever that number was. Because we needed players.
Oh, yeah.
We just need players. We need bodies. So.
Yeah, Chris, I agree with you there, man. We need strong athletes,
We do. It's a fact. We need all the good athletes we can get.
Oh yeah. Hey Chris, when I was in Atlanta the other day, I watched some basketball, hey Chris, what upset me last Saturday, I can't believe Scott Frost lost to a first-year head coach. It's just ridiculous,
It felt very Muschamp against UNC. It really did. That was very reminiscent of when we lost to North Carolina. Yeah, first-year head coach. I mean, you're in your fourth year, and you just looked completely incompetent. And then some of the things he said post-game, yeah. I mean, it just goes to show too, man. With the reaction, and Nebraska fans for the most part, I think they want Frost gone. It just goes to show, man. Doesn't matter who you are, what your background is, if you were an alum of the school, if you win the press conference, if you're the nicest dude in the world, nobody's exempt from criticism. Nobody's exempt from being on the hot seat. Even Shane Beamer, man. Even Shane Beamer, believe it or not. Because you know what? I mean, I'll tell you this, Justin, and I appreciate the call, Justin. I'm going to take it off the phone because we got some people calling in, but I appreciate you calling in, all right?
All right, thank you, Chris. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. I appreciate it, Justin. Thank you. So I was going to say this, and I know Justin's still tuning in. This is the reason I let him go, because I wanted to say this to everyone, not just him. But what's very interesting about the Beamer hysteria and the honeymoon phase, and I mean, I love it, right? I love it. But I want fans to think about this, right? I mean, listen, I've made merch with the damn coach's name on it. I'm obviously on board. I believe in Shane Beamer. I want so desperately Shane Beamer to win here, and I believe he can. I believe he will. You have to be on board and believe that. But when I hear fans say stuff like, oh, man, things are just so different now. Like, they're so different. This is different. This feels different. And people are making predictions, God forbid, off those feelings. And I respect it, and I'm not saying things aren't different. But, guys, don't forget, there was once a time not long ago where all Gamecock fans loved Muschamp, and they would swear by him, and they would defend him at every turn. I mean, there were people that wanted me exiled from the fan base for saying, fire Will Muschamp. Those people existed, and I'm sure many of those people are you in here. There were many folks that loved Will Muschamp. They thought he was the greatest thing. So, you know, it's all sunshine and rainbows in the beginning. It's all sunshine and rainbows in the preseason. And again, I'm not saying this to like kill anybody's optimism and whatever, but it's just a fact. It's the nature of the beast. College football. I mean, look at Scott Frost, guys. Look at Jim Harbaugh. Those guys are alumni. They played at those schools. It'd be like Connor Shaw being our head coach. Can you imagine being in a position where people were saying, fire Connor Shaw? Oh my gosh, can you even imagine that? Most of us can't fathom it. Most of us can't even fathom it. So, anyway, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377, guys. Going to go ahead and take our 5-minute break now. Again, taking your questions, comments, calls. I'll tell you guys this, too. I don't want to keep harping on this, the Zeb Nolan thing, after today. Like, tomorrow's podcast, going to be a full game preview. We're going to talk EIU, key matchups, keys to the game. I want to move more so towards the game as a whole. I know it's not the most intriguing matchup as far as on the field and like breaking down and dissecting matchups, but like we're beating this thing to death. Zeb Nolan's the starting quarterback. If you don't like it, he's the starting quarterback for this game. If you don't like it, so be it. I think it was Scott Stamey earlier that said something. Starter means you play the first play. Like beyond that, what does it mean? What does it mean? So yeah, there's Josh Reichley that said it. Starter equals one play, the first play. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of things in the game Saturday that are beyond the quarterback position that I'm really excited to see. And we'll pivot there. What are you most excited? What are you most looking forward to on Saturday? What are you most looking forward to? Outside of quarterback, outside of any quarterback, what are you most looking forward to? What do you most want to see? Is there anything particular that needs to jump out at you, that needs to stand out? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Again, 843-790-3377, guys. That is 843-790-3377. We're having ourselves a Wednesday here. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. We'll be right back. All right, what's up, guys? We're back. Appreciate y'all tuning in. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls as well. Also taking your questions in the Big Cock Club Discord, in the TDC Questions channel. The Big Cock Club Discord and the TDC Questions channel. Again, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. Like I said, I left you guys. What are you most looking forward to from this weekend's game outside of the quarterback position? Outside of the quarterback position, Dan Martin McDonald Jr. says, stomping their ass. Stomping their ass. Jeff Madison says, Juju. Yeah, really looking forward to Juju McDowell, dude. After everything we've heard about him in the preseason, definitely excited to see what he can provide to this team. Ryan Hobby says, Lloyd and the defensive line play. Yeah, definitely two big things to look for. Marshawn Lloyd. See, Aaron Gibson says Marshawn Lloyd. Yeah, so definitely a lot to look forward to. Josh Reichley, Willoughby needs to be rocking. First full capacity crowd. Let's support our guys to the fullest. John Campbell, great show. Actually can see the passion when you talk other than the other monotone guys. Go Cox. Appreciate that, John. Thank you. Brian Bishop, one thing I'm truly interested in is if this defense is going to be able to compete in the SEC. We won't be able to answer that this week. You're right. And that's the big thing about this game this weekend, man, is, you know, I really look at this weekend as like a true celebration of a celebration of South Carolina and the new era under Shane Beamer and all that good stuff. But you're not going to be able to learn anything from this. I mean, you can't draw conclusions necessarily from this weekend is what I'm trying to say. You know, if South Carolina goes out there and wins by 70, it doesn't mean they're going to go win 10 games this year. It doesn't even mean they're going to win 7 games this year. What I want to see, and like I said, we'll talk about this more on the show that's going to drop tomorrow. What I want to see is a team go out there and handle its business. I mean, I understand it's game 1 of the Shane Beamer era, and, you know, we could use the excuse of, well, it's week 1, and, you know, you're going to be a little rusty, and those things are true, but this is also an opponent you should dominate. Bottom line. And I know our good, you know, friendly Phil, our local Phil, whichever clone Phil you want to reference, but I know my buddy Phil says, hey, just win the game. I don't care if we win by 14. That's all fine and dandy, but this is a game you truly need to dominate the opponent because you need to start this season fast. You do. You need to start this season fast because you have got to take advantage of the front half of your schedule. If you win by 70, doesn't mean you're going to be a great team. But if you win by 14, I'm going to have some questions. I'm going to be a little bit worried. So I want to see a team go out there, dominate from the opening snap, establish you're the better football team, you're the more talented football team, you're the more athletic football team. I want to see that from the opening snap. Again, it's game 1. There's going to be some mishaps. There's going to be some hiccups. There's going to be things, you know, you're not going to be a perfect team. Far from it in week 1, but South Carolina top to bottom is just better. I mean, they're just better. They're going to out-athlete EIU, and I want to see them do that. Keith Stark says he wants to see the wideouts. Indeed. You know, it's interesting. Again, I think the game plan needs to be to run the football. There's no question. I think South Carolina can easily run for 250 or 300 yards in this game. But you do want to start to develop some confidence for those guys on the outside. You know, take advantage of opportunities to throw the football and get them touches and you know, develop those relationships between your quarterbacks and your receivers and just that overall continuity on the offense. Nate Moore says what he wants to see, how well we protect the quarterback and how we attack on the defense. Want to see a well-run squad. That's a great point, man. We're not talking about defense a ton. I mean, I want to see the defensive line be the creatures that we've all heard about them being. You know, if you're going to be as good as you've been advertised on that D-line, you need to go out there and eat Otto Kuhn's lunch this weekend. You got to. You got to take advantage, man. You have to take advantage, bottom line. You got to take advantage. Jimmy Mendillo, I think it's more about points than reps. Or it's more about reps than points, in my opinion. That's a great point. Yeah, I mean, you want to get, again, I think you use this as an empty the bench type of game, a name your score type of game. And I saw somebody scoff at that earlier in the show. Yeah, this is a name your score type of game, man. I know it's popular to be a jaded Gamecock fan and say, "Oh, have you ever seen us in season openers? We're terrible." "Oh, woe is me. I'm an old Carolina fan. My team sucks. They're not going to play worth a damn on Saturday." Maybe I'm just not old enough to appreciate why people think that way all the time. I understand Gamecock fans have been through hell, but we should kick EIU's ass. I mean, there's no other way to put it. We should whoop that ass. Bottom line. So, again, this is truly a game where, I think if you want to score 60, Beamer can do it. If he wants to do it, he can do it. I mean, guys, the Vegas line is 42.5. So that means Vegas thinks we're going to score 42 points or more. Or more. So, you want to respect the opponent. Chance Crocker says the scrimmage game. You want to respect the opponent, but, man, it really is. It really is. To a degree, it is. So, again, I'm not trying to make light of any of you that have seen South Carolina lose some of the most baffling games in history, but I'm telling you, EIU, this is one of the worst opponents we've played in God knows how long. I mean, it's been, yeah. So, anyways, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Keith Malsberger in the TDC Questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discord, says, I want to see how the back half of the defense plays. Agree? Oh, yeah, indeed. That's secondary. Yeah, they need to have a good game, build confidence, because they're going to have a task in week 2 for sure. Guys, quick reminder, episode 487 of the podcast did drop this morning, talking Zeb Noland, the depth chart, Shane Beamer's media availability yesterday, as well as, guys, on Wednesdays. Very excited to announce gambling picks are back. The gambling content on Wednesdays are back. Talking best bet for the South Carolina game that upcoming weekend, as well as SEC gambling picks. Guys, I'd love to hear your picks. I'm going to be tracking my picks each and every single week. We will go through, you're going to know exactly what I'm picking, what my record is, all that good stuff. It's a lot of fun. Also, guys, we have partnered with my good friends over at Prize Picks. Prize Picks. What is Prize Picks, you say? So they're a website and an app where you go on there, and you guys know you can gamble on spreads and over-unders and all this. Have you ever heard of prop plays? And when you pick a specific player and you take the over-under on their yardage, whether it be rushing, passing, touchdowns, receptions even, they have that, but for college as well. You can do it for any sport, but the big kicker here is you can do it for college football. I've actually got a 3-player Prize Picks play tomorrow night with 3 different players from 3 different teams. Really, really fun stuff. And when you use the code TSUS when you sign up on prizepicks.com or the app Prize Picks, you're going to get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. So, again, guys, it's a no-brainer. If you want to play this season, I'm going to be playing along. I'm going to be tweeting out my picks. I'm going to be posting my picks on social media. Would love to see yours. Let's compete. Let's get after it. Going to be a really, really good time. So, again, appreciate our friends over at Prize Picks for everything they're doing. Let's see. Luke RJ, I'd like to see us convert on third downs and see what kind of formations and plays we run. Indeed, yeah. Again, this is going to be the first look at the Gamecocks, period. I mean, none of us have ever seen a Shane Beamer coach football team. None of us have ever seen a Marcus Satterfield offense or a Clayton White defense. Bro, we're going to learn a lot as we just go through this season, right? We don't have any preconceived notions about what they're going to do because they've never coached a game. So, Lindsey Hagler says, I wonder how much we're paying them for them to come get their ass whooped. Probably not enough, Lindsey. Probably not enough. John Gibbs, us destroying Charleston Southern 3 years ago was an example that we weren't going to be a great team. Consistency is what I want. If we're bad, be consistently bad. I hate when we lose to a team like App State but turn around and beat Georgia. Again, beat the teams you're supposed to beat. I mean, it's certainly frustrating because it doesn't make sense. I think the big thing is this, John. Fans just want to understand, right? A plus B equals C. Fans want it to be that simple. Okay, we beat these teams we should have beat. We lost to these teams we probably shouldn't have beat, and that's it. But as you all know in sports, the transitive property doesn't work. There are many things that happen in sports that don't make sense. So, yeah, it is hard to fathom and wrap your head around that South Carolina beat Georgia and then lost to App State at home on senior night. God, I'll never forget that. Terrible. Terrible. Let's see. Jesse Jacobs says it's a game in the past few years we've made awful mistakes and been so undisciplined due to coaching. Love to see few mental mistakes and destroy EIU. Yes. Hey, Jesse, I agree with you. I want to see the early makings of a well-coached football team. That's really what's important this season. A well-coached football team. Once you have a well-coached football team, then you can go get some big-time players. Then you can go get some big-time players. And it looks like, is Zeb Nolan speaking to the media today? It looks like it. Looks like Zeb Nolan. Yeah, he is. He is speaking to the media. Okay. Nolan says even if Dodie hadn't gotten hurt, he would have still moved back to being a player from a GA. He said after the first scrimmage he knew he wanted to get back on the field. Said he still had the itch since he just played in the spring. Interesting. Nolan says when Dodie comes back healthy, he plans to continue to compete with him and Brown for the job. He wants to mentor Dodie, and they're very close. It's all about winning games for them, regardless of who's on the field. Again, he has to say that. It's Luke Dodie's team. It's Luke Dodie's job. What's he going to say? No, I'm just going to give him the job. Nolan, talking with the media, said his goal is to execute the game plan perfectly, make sure all the little things are done well, also make sure others on offense are in the right spots. That's a big part of it. Gaunts, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Let's see. Jesse says, Chris, sorry, not sure if it got answered the other day, but will you be having video / podcast pregame in Greenville for ECU? Jesse, I will not be at the game in Greenville. So in case you missed it, Jesse, we have partnered with Carolina Ale House this season. We will be doing watch-alongs. We'll be doing watch parties, probably watch-alongs as well, but watch parties from different Carolina Ale House locations for each and every single one of the South Carolina road games this football season. So for the ECU game, Saturday, September the 11th, we will be at the Carolina Ale House location in downtown Greenville. We'll be up there. For the Georgia game, September the 18th, we will be at the Harbison location right here in Columbia, South Carolina. So no, Jesse, I will not be making the trip to any road games this season. And again, I wanted to, but I'll tell you guys, honestly, in the preseason, I kind of knew. I was like, if the right opportunity comes around where we can throw watch parties and do stuff for the business, I'm going to do that instead of just going up to the road game. I mean, it just makes sense from the business side. So, going to be a really good time, though. I mean, again, not everybody can make it to Greenville or to Athens. So if you can't, would love to have you out at the watch parties. It's going to be a really, really, really good time. Gaunt says, love to see a shout out. How do you think Zeb's going to handle pressure? Is he mobile enough to move out of the pocket? Also hope the defense plays well. Yeah, I don't think, listen, he's going to be handing the ball off a lot. He's going to be handing it off. I don't think he's going to be doing a whole lot of running around. Travi says, understands the process and to be patient. Yes, absolutely. Gaunts, yes, we have our tailgate Saturday. Tailgate Saturday at Seawells. Spots 93 to 96 at Seawells. We'll be out there all day long. My buddies are setting up at like noon, so we'll be out there all day. Also, pregame show at Jay's Corner, 3 to 4. Pregame show at Jay's Corner, 3 to 4. Also, guys, I do want to remind you, my good buddy Cox by 90 and I have a live show at Hall's Chop House this Friday, September the 3rd. 5 to 7. Guys, we've got about 15 reserved seats. If you are going to be there, please shoot me a direct message and let me know. Would love to save you guys a seat. So please, again, if you're going to be there at Halls this Friday, downtown Columbia, across the street from the State House, let me know. Shoot me a DM, please, and I will get that taken care of for you. So, Joshua Scott, Chris, do we see Dak at quarterback in this game? I'll say yes. I think at some point, yes, you will see Dak slide behind center. In what capacity? Is it like a wildcat? Is he playing quarterback for a series? I don't know, but he'll be behind center at some point. Plums, what's going on, my guy? Stoked for Saturday. I'll be at the beach watching the game. It's going to be a good time, my friend. It's going to be a really, really good time. It's going to be a really good time. So, again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls as well. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Apparently today is DJ Swearinger's birthday. How about that? Happy birthday, DJ Swag. Happy birthday, DJ Swag. By the way, guys, quick reminder, by the way, tonight we continue along with the season simulation series. First off, how about the Gamecocks in the simulation? Beating Auburn, getting to a bowl game. For those that care, the season simulation series. We are bowl eligible. But tonight, 9 o'clock, after our live show at Tin Roof, 9 o'clock tonight, simulation against Clemson. Tonight at 9 o'clock. Make sure you tune in. It'll be streaming live on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. You guys know the drill. We'll post the link everywhere else. 9 o'clock. Yes, and Lindsay says the game last night was intense. Yes. Triple overtime. South going to beat Auburn. Triple overtime. Insane. Insanity. Noah Johns, what's up, my friend? How are you doing? Appreciate you, Noah. We are in hour 2 of the Daily Crow here on a Wednesday, the first day of September. Guys, we made it to September. There's Gamecocks football in September. There is. Feels good to say that. Feels good to say that. There's Gamecocks football in September. So, very excited, man. Very excited for Saturday. Like I said, guys, we've had so much going on. I want to say a quick shout out, by the way, the 1 Million Cups crew for having me out this morning. Thank you so much to them. In case you guys missed that, had the opportunity to go speak this morning regarding entrepreneurship and social media and how to grow an online presence and an online brand and kind of give some of my perspective and thoughts. Appreciate everybody that came out. Appreciate those that tuned into that. That was really, really cool. I know it's something different. It's not, about the Gamecocks, but I appreciate if you guys did take interest in that. I appreciate the 1 Million Cups crew, like I said, for having me out there as well. Like I said, Tin Roof tonight in the Vista, 5 to 7. Former Gamecocks tight end Andy Boyd joining me. Got a really, really fun show planned. Andy, a guy, always a great conversation when I talk to Andy. So, again, he'll join me probably on stage around 5:20 or 5:30 or so. Of course, guys, we'll be streaming it live here. If you cannot make it out to Tin Roof, taking your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. We'll be out there 5 to 7. Simulation tonight at 9. Tomorrow, nothing huge on the docket. We actually will. I say that. That's funny I say that. Podcast will drop. We'll have Daily Crow tomorrow. We're actually play the final game of our season simulation series yet again tomorrow because we've made a bowl game. So we got a bowl game on Thursday night, 9 o'clock. We'll kick that off. I'll be out at Counter Calls with Shane Beamer at 7 tomorrow night. And then Friday, like I said, guys, podcast, TDC rolling, and then our live show, Cox by 90 and I, at Hall's Chop House across the street from the State House, right off Main Street. If you're in Columbia, would love to have you out. We're also doing a massive, massive giveaway, guys. A massive giveaway. We're giving away this piece. We're giving away another Swearinger piece. We're giving away a $200 gift card to Hall's Chop House that can be used at any of their locations. You don't want to miss it. And the only way to win is to be there in person. So, again, guys, come out to Hall's Chop House. And, of course, Saturday's game day. What more do I need to say? Seawell's tailgate spots 93 to 96. We'll be out there all day long. Pre-game show at Jay's Corner, 3 to 4. So, going to be one hell of a next couple of days. Going to be one hell of a Saturday. Going to be one hell of a season. Great season to have a season, he says. James Kendall says $200 is a lot of wings at Rita's. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, James. So, hey, Heck, I wish I was going to win the daggum gift card. But no, it's going to be awesome, man, to give back, give that away. Going to be really, really, really cool. Going to be really, 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 really cool and really excited to see everyone out there. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Bad Brad 757 in the TDC questions channel says, what's the hall situation like? Seating for dinner and watching, or just watching the show? Curious. Yeah, you can sit down and eat, of course. Yeah, seating for dinner and watching Bad Brad. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. The last time we were out there, yes, people were certainly eating and watching. Yes, absolutely. Brack says, I want us to go win what we were supposed to. I want to see development. Jake Bentley peaked after his sophomore year and never improved. Development's what I want to see. I want to see improvements week by week, be competitive and not get blown out, and be fundamentally sound. Brack, drop the freaking mic. Perfect. I agree with you. I agree with you 110%. I think that's something very realistic and very reasonable to strive for when watching your football team. A team that improves week to week to week. A team that responds to adversity in the right way. I talked about that a lot in the preseason. One of the things I'm most excited to see this season, how does this team respond to adversity? You're going to get punched in the mouth, man. There's no question. It's going to be an up and down type of season, man. You're going to get hit in the mouth. There's no doubt. First-year head coach, questions, a plethora of questions. How do you respond to it? How do you respond to it? Bottom line. So I'm very excited to see that as well. Adam Madison says, how good are Hall's steaks? They are pretty damn good, my guy. Not going to lie to you. I mean, I haven't had a ton in my day. I haven't had a ton of them in my day, but they're pretty damn good, bro. They're pretty damn good. I will say that. So, again, guys, questions, comments, calls here, 1:20 on a Wednesday, September the 1st, 2021. We are live here on the Daily Crow, taking your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. How slowly for you guys are these next 3 days going to go by? As far as just counting down the days until kickoff. Just counting down the days, slowly but surely, second by second as it passes by. Looking forward to it. Gonna be fun. Gonna be fun, man. Gonna be fun. Adam Madison says, feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. I think we've all felt like that all week. It's crazy, man. Somebody else commented, it feels like it's been somebody says it feels like yesterday it was 100 days away. Yeah, Josh Reichley, wasn't it 100 days to go till game day like yesterday? It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's I appreciate y'all yet again, man. Like I said, I want to express my gratitude. Just you guys have been rocking and rolling and tuning in the Daily Crow. All throughout the preseason. I mean, when things were dead, quote unquote, during the months of June and July, and there wasn't a ton going on, we've continued to rock and roll with the Daily Crow and do our thing here with the content, all that good stuff. And you guys continue to tune in. You guys continue to tune in day after day after day. And I really, truly appreciate it, man. Because now I look at the season as like we're about to enjoy the fruits of our labor in a way. You know what I mean? We're about to reap all the benefits of going through the preseason and putting all that work in and talking about this thing and talking through this thing together. I'm really excited for it. I'm really, really excited for it. Again, I appreciate you guys. Todd Smith says, we love you, man. Todd, love you too, man. Much love. Much love. John Kruger says, tomorrow and Friday will probably go faster for me than Saturday since I'll be at work tomorrow and Friday, but Saturday, waiting till 7 on Saturday or on Saturday will take forever. Well, John, enjoy the tailgate, my guy. Enjoy a tailgate. Watch some other games. Have a good time. Josh Reichley says, I'm already there in spirit, brother. Working Saturday till noon, damn it, but I'll be in Williams-Brice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All love, folks. All love. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Like I said, guys, quick reminder, the podcast, did drop this morning, episode 487. And like I said before, I'll tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. And I'll tell you guys, I've got a clip coming out right after we get off here probably that It's going to ruffle some feathers. No pun intended, but it's going to ruffle some feathers, no question. So, but you know what? You'll be better for it. Let's jump to the phone lines. Well, they just hung up. I don't know what just happened. All right, if you want to call back in, that was an 864 number. If you want to call back in, I don't know what just happened. They just hung up. I don't know. Maybe it was a Muschamp hacker. Who knows? Gaunt's thoughts on the Clemson-Georgia game. I got Georgia plus 3.5. If that tells you anything. So I think Georgia wins the game. I've got Georgia plus 3.5. So that's my take. What's really been interesting to me is the amount of Gamecock fans that are like, it almost feels like they're more excited about that game than they are our game, which very, very much so confuses me, to be honest with you. But Z Hudson, do you like Beamer's no-nonsense attitude? Yeah. I mean, that was the weirdest thing. I had people DMing me yesterday like, oh, man, did Beamer seem off to you? Like, was something wrong? I'm like, I didn't notice anything. I just think he's just, it's game week, man. It's time to lock in. Like, all that hoopla, that nonsense, that's over. It's time to go win football games. Hey, Doc, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, brother, what's happening?
Not much, just hanging out, man. What's going on?
I love the truth, brother. I really do.
The truth will set you free.
People can't handle it, but the truth. Here's some more truth. If we're going to compete at the level all us fans want us to, it's going to take solid coaching, no doubt. But it's going to take several top 10 recruiting classes strung together in a row, not just one, several. You look at the playoff teams; they consistently finish in the top 10, top 5 most of the time in recruiting. So, if we're going to make it to that glorified land, we're going to have to string together very similar type recruiting classes. And to do that, we're going to have to win a few games. So, Beamer's got his work cut out for him, but I believe he can do it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, man. I mean, it's you know, I know we love to say, and I mean, it's true, stars aren't everything, but I mean, yeah, if you go look at the teams that are competing, if you go look at the teams that are competing for the playoff year after year after year, they're recruiting consistently in that top, at minimum top 10 clip. I mean, they just are. So you got to have great players, man. And I mean, it's, you know, like you watch Alabama, for example, and you know, when I watch them, it's just like, man, they just got better players than everybody. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they've got a great coach. Nick Saban's a great coach. Don't get me wrong, but they've just got great players, man. Bottom line. So.
Well, he'll even tell you that. He'll tell you that. I mean, anytime if you listen to Saban talk, he doesn't give you coach speak most of the time.
Right.
He gives you the truth. People just don't listen. And he'll be the first to tell you that the recruiting classes has put him where he is. Last season's team, I believe, may have been his best team ever.
Yeah.
So far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they played. I mean, you look at the schedule and then all the outside stuff. You know, the COVID mess. He missed a game coaching, but they still blazed through that all SEC schedule. Didn't drop a game, and made it all the way to the playoffs and in the championship, and never looked back.
Yeah.
That I think that was the most balanced, well-coached team he's had so far. And that's damn scary, man, because he's had some really good teams.
Yeah. No, he has. I mean a lot of great teams, a lot of great players.
And he just put together a historical ranked team as far as recruiting.
Right.
I mean, he's so far out ahead this time. I mean, Ohio State and Clemson are looking in the rearview mirror a little bit.
Right.
So it's gonna take. You know, I know all fans hate to hear this, and God knows I've been around long enough. You know that I've alluded to how long I've suffered under the fandom of Carolina.
Right.
But it's going to take time. It's just going to take time. I mean, there's no way to shortcut it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go recruit. I mean,
step into it.
Yeah,
I
think one of the major problems is, again, people don't want to acknowledge and think about, oh, well, you know, we need better players. They want to believe the guys they have are, you know, these great players. And I'm not saying they're not great, but you got to have big-time players to win big-time games. You just have to. You just have to. So
Well, you mentioned it not long ago. The year we went to the SEC championship game, we had, 3 or 4 best players we've likely ever had, but that wasn't enough. They got us to the game, but we got, we were playing one of the best college players ever too.
Right.
That didn't help. We got our asses handed to us twice in that year in that same stadium. But that's why I said it would take more than one class. Spurrier had, Jeffrey. He had Clowney and Lattimore and Conshaw, and they were all good enough to get us to that game, but they couldn't get us over the hump because we didn't have anybody behind them.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't 2 receivers out there. There wasn't a backup to Lattimore. If he got hurt, our production went way down.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I mean, Spurrier rode the hell out of Lattimore, and he stayed hurt.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll let somebody else call in. I just wanted to call in to join you in some truth.
No, I appreciate it, and I agree with you, man, and I think you make a lot of great points. So onward and upward with Shane Beamer. Here we go. So
that's right, my man. Take care.
Appreciate it, Doc. Thanks so much, man. Great stuff, guys. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls as well. Oh, sorry, guys. We're typing something up here real quick. Let's see. Bishop Sycamore. Yeah, that story is wild. Very wild. Andy Cohen says a few of Spurrier's teams gave us the chance to win any given Saturday. I think Beamer gets us back to that level. I'd like to think so as well. Yo, what's going on, man? How are you?
Fuck me up.
I mean, really? Really? Well, we got the Muschamp Hackers calling in. I'll give you guys the number if you want to call them. Nah, I'm just kidding. It comes with the territory. The Muschamp Hackers have called in. Little 202 Washington number. I thought that was kind of weird from the jump. Jesse Jacobs, Chris, would you ever accept a role on the staff in any capacity? If so, what would it be? I mean, I'm not a football coach. So I'm not a football coach, so I don't think you want me coaching football in any capacity. So I don't think you want me coaching football in any capacity. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. We'll probably take one more 5-minute break in about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll knock this thing out the rest of the way. Again, taking your questions, comments, calls, continuing to talk Zeb Noland, the depth chart that was dropped yesterday. Of course, looking ahead to this weekend's game against the Eastern Illinois Panthers. Shane Beamer's first in Columbia. Solo Bowen, what did the dude say? I couldn't even tell, honestly. I couldn't even tell. He hung up so fast. He was obviously scared as hell to call in, but whatever. Bad Brad 757 in the TDC questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discord, said it's crazy how real close the start is when fall camp starts, and even more real when the depth chart gets released. Yesterday felt like a dream. Looking forward to Saturday. Yeah, dude, yesterday was crazy. I had like 10 posts out by like 1 o'clock. It was nuts. Gaunts, what happened to Rick Sandage? Leg injuries, all I know. Probably going to miss the first couple of games or so. All right, let's jump back to the phone lines here real quick. Yo, what's up, man? You're on the air. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. I wanted to say that I was really impressed with Shane Beamer and his conference call that he had yesterday. Excuse me for that. But Beamer sees the big picture. He sees about wins and losses. And we as Gamecock fans, the people are more concerned about what they're wearing. And I had a lot of respect for him for just that little piece of him. Like, he don't give a damn about no jerseys or what color schemes and all of that kind of stuff. It's all about wins and losses. Since Spurrier's been gone, mean, we did go through the Muschamp era, and if we really want to be honest with it, Spurrier did have some players that did get drafted into the NFL, but Beamer is coming in, and like he just don't care about the small petty things that Gamecock fans are really worried about. He more or less cares about the wins and losses, and I just got a lot of respect for him. I think it's going to take some time, but we need this type of energy, and we just need to not so much worry about the small petty things. We need to worry about wins and losses, because at one time we were exciting bunch. Now, man, it's tough out here. But hey, go Gamecock.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for the call. Great stuff. No, I agree with what he said. Shane Beamer's locked into wins and losses, and of course, he's referencing Shane talking about yesterday. There's basically no more battle armor. They're not going to spend unnecessary time picking uniforms out and doing all that. And I don't want to be the stickler saying like, oh, I'm so glad they got rid of the battle armor, because that's not why South Carolina was losing, right? They weren't losing because the content team, the media team, was doing a great job making great content for fans with those battle armor videos, because those videos were really cool, right? But I think what Shane Beamer's trying to do, he's trying to separate himself from the previous regime and just kind of put his own stamp on things. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this was done previously, and that's all fine and dandy, and that's great, whatever, but this is how we're going to do things now. Jesse Jacobs, appreciate you. I also saw Todd Smith. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. But, we all saw that yesterday, and, I am glad that what I'm most glad about is that Shane Beamer, it sounds like we're going to be much more traditional uniform-wise, but I do agree, keep the main thing, and it might be something small to people, right? It might be something small in regards to, well, why are we taking away the battle armor videos? Like, what difference does that make? Why are you going to do it? And it might seem something small, guys, but you know what? Until we start winning big, like a leak will fill a bucket. A leak will fill a bucket. So let's make sure we have all of our focus on the things that need our focus. Spending unnecessary time picking uniforms and making it about the uniforms instead of just going and playing football. I understand where he's coming from, and I appreciate that sentiment. I know a lot of you do all as well. You all do as well, I should say. So I appreciate Shane Beamer's messaging, what he was saying, why he said it. And I think you at minimum have to respect it. Again, Justin King and that crew, they're going to continue to do a great job. They're going to continue to they're going to continue to make great content, whether it be battle armor, whether it be something else. So I wouldn't worry about that. But, I think Shane Beamer certainly. Here's the thing. Fans are all caught up in the honeymoon phase and the hype and all that. And Shane Beamer's definitely fed into it and given fans reasons to be excited and buy into it. But I think Shane Beamer also understands the task at hand. So, when people were saying, oh, what's going on with Shane Beamer? Is he acting different? No, I think he's just locked in. It's game week. It's time to play football. All that preseason, talking season, that's over, man. It's time to lock in and play football. Because it don't matter how much goodwill he built up over the preseason. He knows, we're going to hit adversity. When we don't win, when things happen, we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to overcome adversity. We have to lock in and be locked in and committed to the task. So I think that's why you saw that. Again, I respect it. I liked everything I heard yesterday. And again, I think Beamer, he's still a very warm dude and loves the fan base and embraces the fan base, but he is a no-nonsense guy. He is, he is a no-nonsense guy. And, again, I appreciate that from him. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Just over 20 minutes to go here on a Wednesday. Let's jump to the phone lines here real quick. What's going on, Rick? How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you, man?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you calling in. What's up?
So this is probably going to be very weird for you. You probably never had this person call in, but I'm actually a Georgia fan, which you probably think is very crazy. But I love your content, and we don't really have somebody like that on the Georgia football side. So I was just asking for your prediction on our season, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I've got Georgia winning the SEC and winning the national championship. So, I think it's Georgia's year. I think Kirby's finally got the quarterback. I mean, I know you guys have been hit with some injuries in the preseason, but I just think Georgia's loaded, man. I mean, and obviously I'm not a Georgia fan. I'd like to be wrong, but I mean, without a doubt, Georgia's going to win the SEC East. There's nobody even near Georgia. They're going to win the East. Like I said, I think they finally have the quarterback in JT Daniels. I think that's the only thing that was really holding them back is not having that guy. Not having that aerial assault offensively, and I think Kirby has understood you got to be more modern offensively. And I know people say that every year about Georgia, but I don't know. I think Georgia. I'll just say this: if they don't win the national championship, whatever, I think they're a playoff team. I think they win the SEC. I think they're a playoff team, and from there, who knows? But I think this could be the year. This could be the year for Georgia. So,
Yeah, all right, man. Thank you. Good luck this season.
yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in. I think a Georgia fan just called in and just wanted to hear me say that. So, whatever. To hell with Georgia. Anyways, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. Got about 20 minutes left. Taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. We're going to take a 5-minute break here. One last 5-minute break before we wrap things up here on this Wednesday. Again, guys, call, text in. Would love to continue to hear your thoughts, take your questions, and continue to conversate with you guys here on this Wednesday. We'll be right back. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, what is up, guys? We're back. About 15 minutes to go here on a Wednesday, September the 1st, 2021. Taking your questions, comments, calls as well. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Would love to hear from you guys here on a Wednesday. Let's see. OU owns you, says Salcon is getting ripped on social media for starting Zeb Nolan. It's one game, though. People are freaking out over the starter for Eastern Illinois. It does say a lot, though. Who gives a damn OU owns you? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody outside of Columbia, South Carolina, outside of the state of South Carolina. It doesn't matter what anybody outside of Gamecock Nation thinks about the program. Truly, so I don't really give a damn. Bullish says, Gamecock Nation's year, 12-0, worst case 10-2. I think Bullish is just joking around. There's no way he actually believes that. Brian Hughes, I'm ready for see Dak Joyner show out. Yeah, I am too. No doubt, man. I'm excited to see what Dak Joyner can do this season. A guy that, has gone through so much adversity himself, has stuck it out when he didn't have to. I mean, there's many times I said that I thought Dak Joyner should have transferred, to be totally honest with you. Just because it's like, dude, if he actually wants to play quarterback, if he wants to get that type of opportunity, he's probably going to be best doing it elsewhere. Clone Phil with the super chat. Thank you, Clone Phil. How about Clone Phil? Wow. Says he has a feeling Parker White will actually hit some 50-yarders this year. We can only hope and dream. Clone Phil, though. Clone Phil giving OG Phil a run for his money for the best Phil. Who is the best? Will the real Phil Harris please stand up? Where is Phil? Great Bisbee needs some red zone productivity. Indeed. Got to have red zone productivity. That's it. Yeah, you got to convert. You have to convert. You should be able to do that, too, with Marshawn Lloyd, Jaquandre White, all those guys. You should be able to do that with the running game. Robbie Davis texts in, says, hey, Chris. Actually, he's got one here, one more. Let's see. Says, hope you're doing well on this Wednesday. People need to calm down on the whole quarterback thing and just let Beamer work his magic. It'll take time. Go Gamecocks 3 days away. Can't wait. Can't wait to see us just have some fun. He also says, hey, Chris, it's Robbie Davis. I got another question. How long do you think it'll take before we see a significant difference in the football team on the field? I think we'll see it immediately. I mean, as far as what do you mean? Like winning SEC East championships or SEC titles? I mean, that's going to take a couple of years. But, it's I think we're going to see a different team this year, no doubt. It's going to be a different team than anything we've seen the last couple of years by the way they play. Phil says, you're welcome. You and the crew work hard, man. Keep at it. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Love what I do, and it's a blessing and a dream to wake up and do what I do every single day. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Adam Madison, what non-conference opponents would you like to see South on a schedule? See, Adam, I'm probably not going to give you the answer you want because I am someone, listen, I understand that scheduling these non-conference games can be fun. It can be very entertaining. There are some very intriguing matchups. But I'm also on the other side, dude, I want to win as many games as we possibly can in a season. And scheduling the Virginia Techs and the Southern Cals and the Texases and the Michigans and even the North Carolinas of the world, that's not helping us win games. The people that are complaining about South Carolina playing EIU, I'm like, guys, we've been getting our shit kicked in the last 5-6 years. How are you complaining that we get to open up? We know beyond a shout of a doubt we're going to be 1-0. We know beyond a shout of a doubt we're going to be 1-0. That's a great feeling, man. That's a great feeling. Bottom line. That is a great feeling. So, I mean, I like the occasional big-time non-conference matchup. I really do. But do we really need to beef up our schedule any more than it already is? Do we really? I mean, we've had the toughest schedule in the country the past 5 years. This year, we actually finally got a break a little bit. We're 22nd. Because here's my thing. I mean, I know Carolina fans love to rag Clemson fans about who they play and their schedule and the ACC. Guys, and I hear you. It's funny to mock them about it. But, guys, you know what's cooler than playing a hard schedule? Winning every game. You know what's cooler than playing a hard schedule? Taking advantage of a weak schedule and winning anyways, because you know what? Winning's what matters. Winning's what matters. Winning's what you sell in recruiting. Recruits don't care who you're beating. They just see, oh, that team went 11-1. Doesn't matter if they played Bishop Sycamore 11 times. They're winning. Kids want to go where the teams are winning. So, I mean, again, if you know, I know we love to shit on Clemson and the upstate and their schedule, but like, who cares? Who cares? They're winning. I'd love for our schedule to be one of the easiest in the country. I'd love it. So that's the thing is like, man, we don't need to prove anything to anybody. We're in the SEC. We don't need to boost our out of conference, and we got to play Clemson every year. OU owns you says, as an OU fan, I have much respect for South Carolina. I like that you don't let the outside noise bother you. I've been listening to Texas fans yap for years about us, but can't beat us. LOL. Yeah. You guys have got a very, very interesting rivalry with the Longhorns. It's crazy to me, though, that Texas football isn't better than they are. Because there's no excuse at Texas. I mean, you have everything. How is Texas not any better than that? And I will say, though, to be fair, is Texas doing what Oklahoma's doing? No. But, bro, Texas is not like – it's not like they're going like 4-8 every year. I mean, they have some pretty decent teams. John Gibbs says, we all need to be glad Gamecocks football's back and stop all the bullshit until they play. We got fans saying stuff. They don't even know what our boys can and are going to do. Relax, folks. I swear, I think some fans cause their own problems in certain areas of the program. Stay with the team and support them. Round of applause, John. Look at that. Attaboy, John. Attaboy, John. Z Hudson, how many sacks do you think the D-line gets against Eastern Illinois? If I had to pick a number, I'll say 4 or 5. One of those two, 4 or 5. I'll say 5. I think we get 5 sacks. I think our D-line is going to feast. Going to feast. Anyways, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls as well. I appreciate you all tuned in. Thank you. OU owns you says Texas is a national track record with a good history with a mediocre program today. They've been jumping coach to coach because they can't get it right, kind of like Tennessee. Yeah. Gauntz says 8 sacks and 3 picks. Damn, you are expecting a big, big night for the Gamecocks defense. Adam Madison, player you're most looking forward to seeing on Saturday. Probably Marshawn Lloyd. I mean, it's hard not to be excited to see Marshawn Lloyd, his first ever collegiate game. Yeah, very, very exciting stuff. Very, very excited to see Marshawn Lloyd. Sorry, guys. It's just funny to see people on Twitter spin around in circles talking about the Ryan Helinski, Colin Hill thing. It's just one of those things, man. You have to just let people just, you know what? You can just live on with it. You can take that to your grave if you think Ryan Helinski got screwed over. You know, it's just... It's very funny. It's very, very funny. But whatever. It is what it is. So it is what it is. Anyways, guys, 843-790-3377. Less than 10 minutes to go here on a Wednesday, September the 1st. We made it to September. Unreal. Made it to September. Derek Geddes, you're the realest podcast in Cola talking Gamecocks football. Much respect, Derek. I appreciate it. OU owns you says I think Beamer's the right guy for South Carolina. From what I've heard, the culture has shifted. The players have bought in a new feeling, but more importantly, it needs to show on the field. I agree. It's got to show on the field. At the end of the day, that's what it all comes down to, right? It's got to show on the field. Gauntz, Lloyd gets 100. Juju McDowell as well. Dude, it would not shock me if 2 or even 3 Gamecock backs went for 100 yards. Nate Moore says, end of the day, you have to be successful downfield and establish the run game early. This goes for all the games we play run heavy because we have the backs to do so and rotate to give chances to all. Yeah, Nate, especially on Saturday. We'll talk specifically Saturday. I would definitely early in that game establish the run the football, establish yourself at the point of attack. You're going to be able to bully EIU. You're going to be able to push them around. You're going to out-athlete them, establish the run game. I mean, EIU's, they're going to have to make a choice, right? I mean, they're either going to, stack. They're either going to have to sit back and just let us run it down their throat or stack the box and make us try to beat them with the pass. I think we can still probably run it if they stack the box. I really do. But, they're going to have to try to make us throw it. And at that point, you're going to have to execute. You're going to have to execute in the passing game. So, we'll see. I'm very curious to see what EIU is going to try to do against us. But, I mean, I think the game plan for South going to establish the run, establish the point of attack early, because that's how you're going to really dismantle EIU. You're talking about dominating an opponent, taking them out. You establish your dominance up front, everything else will follow. Everything else will follow. John Gibbs says, hey, Chris, we're going white, garnet, white. I know you're psyched about that. I'm psyched myself, but hope to also see white, garnet a lot as well, going to tradition. Love it. Yeah. No, I think you will. I think big game garnet's going to make a return. Tanner Lynn says, I'm going to donate $1 to the Spurs Up Show for every rushing yard Carolina gets Saturday. No takebacks, Tanner. No takebacks. I think we're going to run for a lot on Saturday, so that bodes well for yours truly. Gaunt says, do you know what kind of offense and defense we run? Blitz a lot, or we're doing a little everything also with the O-line block? I sure hope the O-line's going to block. I mean, nobody really knows, Gaunt's, because none of these coordinators have called a play at the Power 5 level. None of them have. So, I think we'll be more aggressive both offensively and defensively. I think especially defensively, you're going to see us be aggressive. And I think offensively, then you got to lean on your strengths, which is run the football, hit the pass when it's there, pick and choose your spots when you have the right matchup or, whatever it might be. But, there's no secret we're going to be a team that runs the football. No question. Gaunts, do we have chrome helmets? Just curious. No, Gaunts. No, we do not. Absolutely not. No chrome helmets. No. And that would be a very, very bad idea. It'd be a very bad idea. So. Hampton Brown, what do you see Dak's role being this year? I think Dak he's obviously a starting wide receiver, Hampton. He's going to be a starting wide receiver, and I think they'll use him in different ways as far as like speed sweeps, and maybe they'll put him behind center every now and then. I mean, they're going to get the football in his hands, but he's a starting wide receiver, so he's going to be a wide receiver for us. The question I have, man, you're not going to solve this week one. I just, your starting receivers are Van, Brooks, and Joyner. Who out of those three, if any of them, who out of those three is going to step up and be the number one option? I just, there's upside to both, and there's major question, or all three. There's upside to all three of those guys, and there's major question marks to all three of those guys. So for me, it's who's going to step up and be that number one option? Who's ready to do it? Adam Madison, one South Carolina player you wish was a part of the team this year. If I had to pick one player, it'd either be DJ Swearinger or Alshon Jeffrey, because we need help in both places. We absolutely need help. Absolutely. So one of those two guys. Bullish, I know we're running a 4-2-5. Bullish, I think we'll be aggressive in the 4-2-5. Todd Smith, we're not the Oregon Ducks. Yeah, you could say that again. Gauntz, are they going to use Bell at running back any? I've seen a video, unless it was a different guy playing running back. Yes. So Gauntz, Bell was at running back in the spring game. He was at running back in the spring game. So, they're going to use whichever guys give them a best chance to win. They're going to use guys. They're going to use different playmakers. I think Bell is certainly a guy that you kind of look at as kind of at Oklahoma, that Swiss Army knife offensively that can sort of beat you in many different ways, that H-back can sort of do everything. I could see Bell fitting in that type of way. So he is a beast. I think Jaheim Bell is a guy that is primed and poised for a very, very big year this year. So I think he's very poised for a big year. But again, guys, we've hit 1:59. We're about to hit 2 o'clock. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Y'all, like I said, quick reminder, podcast dropped this morning, episode 487, talking everything with the Zeb Nolan decision, the depth chart dropping, Shane Beamer's presser yesterday. Also, talking gambling on a Wednesday. Gambling picks are back. I talk best bet for South Carolina EIU as well as SEC gambling picks for week 1 of the SEC season. Also, guys, Quick reminder, we're live tonight at Tin Roof, 5 to 7. Very, very excited to get back out there. So if you're in the city, be sure to come out to Tin Roof in the Vista. Would love to see you out there, guys. They have 50-cent wings and $3 drafts. There literally is not a better deal than that in the city. So come on out, 50-cent wings, $3 drafts, 5 to 7 at Tin Roof. And if you cannot make it, we will be streaming it here live. We'll be streaming it here live for those if you want to tune in. After that, of course, we got our live show at Hall's Chop House at Cox by 90 on Friday in downtown Columbia off Main Street. And then, of course, Saturday game day, Seawell's Tailgate, Jay's Corner pregame show 3 to 4. You guys know the drill. Guys, thank you again so much for tuning in here on this Wednesday, just 3 days away from kickoff. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll talk to you soon. Take